Happy 4th of July. We're looking today to celebrate and honor our veterans to help make America free. We in America believe in freedom of religion, freedom of speech. We believe in many freedoms that we so enjoy, and I'm glad that we have. So speaking of America, this is Fashion Figure Friday, but what I decided to do is we're going to actually look at the first of the Real American Hero 12-inch figures. As you can tell, I got this for $18 at Stevens Games at the Everything Under the Sun. I was ecstatic to find this one because this particular figure is very different than the one I already have. I have this one, and I know you're like, wait a minute, he doesn't have clothes on. If you look at my old videos where I got a probably thrift store Thursday, I have him in his clothes and him in his clothes actually, but I decided to wash their clothes because it was really, they were, I don't know if they've been stored where there's a bunch of bugs, but it kind of looked like it had bugs all over it. For some reason he's caught onto some spider webs or something. I don't know what he caught onto just then. But I don't want him to be laying around in nothing, so I put some shorts on both of them. And this is the second version of Duke. This is the first version of Duke in the box. Their faces are very different, and there's going to be some other differences like their bodies. The first appearance of Duke right here, you can tell it's got this right here. Now the second appearance looks very similar if you're not paying attention. But its box right here is not an explosion. His face looks different. Everything else, as far as I know, is fairly the same. So for this Hall of Fame Duke from the G.I. Joe, a Real American Hero brand. Remember, not all G.I. Joes were a Real American Hero. There was the Adventure Team. There was the original G.I. Joes, which weren't a Real American Hero. The Real American Hero is the 1980s, the smaller figures. This is the first in the 12-inch figures. They decided to go with that. It's a Target exclusive, which we don't have, but evidently that doesn't stop people from Myrtle Beach. The classic 12-inch fully posable G.I. Joe, electric light and sound weapon, special G.I. Joe combat manual and gear, authentic battle dress uniform, and official dog tags. Numbered collector edition. So they did the thing like they do Star Trek. I'm guessing the figures were numbered. You get 4 flag points for this particular one. Here's the SKU number. It's got the same information on the bottom. On the side, we have a picture of what he looks like. Now, I remember this second version, he came with black boots, and he did not come with a helmet. He didn't come with a lot of things because I bought him for $10 at the flea market if you watch that video. He comes with the light up sounds. Let's push it and see if it still works. Oh my gosh. And when I pushed it before, I didn't get anything. You barely can hear anything. So the batteries are actually good after being sitting there since 1991. It was produced 1991 for I guess the 1992 market, but from all I've heard about it was for Christmas 1991. So I guess it was the same year. Target wanted this. So codename Duke, he's a Master Sergeant. His real name is Hauser, Conrad S. Hauser. He's got a social security number, which is really strange because what if that's a real person's social security number? Primary military, especially he's a Ranger. Secondary is the G2 military intelligence. Birthplace was St. Louis, Missouri. He is a grade E8 Master Sergeant. So in that year, this was the only of the 12-inch figures produced. The next year, the back of the box has all 4 of the figures that were produced. There's a great video that I saw just today, actually, by another G.I. Joe, person out there on the YouTubes. I wish I could think of his name off the top of my head, but I can't. So you can clip this. I'm not going to clip it. I'm saving the whole box. It's a lot of wonderful information on here. So it's got the information in his biography right here. It also tells you what you're going to get. Authentically styled U.S. Army BDU battle dress uniform. And they go with the whole desert look because at this time, I don't know if you were around in the 90s, because I definitely was. It was the Desert Storm, Desert Shield going on at that time, which was in the Middle East, which, we never have problems in the Middle East. I mean, that's brand new. That never happened before this year. Sarcasm, if you didn't notice. Government issued metal ID plates, dog tags. They're around his neck. I think mine had them too, but I took everything off of him to clean it. This is mine now. I'm just saying I just got this one later. FB, and I used to hate these bodies. Like, I hated this body when I was younger, not when I was a kid, when I was younger. it's growing on me. I like it okay now. It doesn't bother me as much. Government issued ID, FB something weather backpack. It is the Fritz styled combat helmet and the Stinger dagger with rip-proof sheath. Infantry's 9mm pistol with holster. The Moss 62mm combat assault rifle, that's the big electronic one. And then a standard issued desert terrain battle footwear, boots. An official G.I. Joe combat manual. All right, so since 1964, this is the first 12-inch figure that was produced since they stopped making them back at around 70, I want to say 76 maybe. I know that my very first G.I. Joe was a 12-inch when I was like 2 years old, or the second Christmas I ever lived, so I was 1 year old. But the earliest I can remember are the 9-inch Super Joes, and those came out around 77. So since 1964, the original 12-inch G.I. Joe was first introduced. The style of combat has escalated to a new and exciting level, and so has the G.I. Joe team. Throughout the years, G.I. Joe has expanded its personnel roster from 4 individuals representing 4 U.S. service branches, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, to an elite unit comprised of hundreds of the world's best commandos. That's the real American hero. G.I. Joe's tactical units were first formed in the late 60s and early 70s. By the mid-70s, the G.I. Joes confronted the first alien force called the Intruders. They look like cavemen. I never had an intruder. I don't even remember seeing intruders when I was a kid. The earliest I can remember of the 12-inch was the Bullet Man. I wanted a Bullet Man so bad. In 1976, the G.I. Joes introduced the Defenders to the counteract this galactic threat. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I haven't read this up till now. In 1977, the Super Joe series was first introduced. They actually acknowledge it. I have books on G.I. Joe that don't even mention the 1977 Super Joe series. It's like it didn't even exist. I feel like, am I in an alternate universe? I freaking love the Super Joes. That was my Super Joes. That was my G.I. Joe. I know I collected a Real American Hero, the 4-inch or the 1/18 scale ones, but nothing beats the originals. To my originals. All right. The 1977 Super Joe series was introduced to explore the outer regions of the universe. Now in the 90s, standing proud and tall. Today, Duke represents a combination of the classic G.I. Joes. See how they compare the two? They counter the original to him. Overwhelming size and power with today's sophisticated battle prowess. He is both the continuation of the glory embodied in the original G.I. Joe and the beginning of a new era for greatness. And it was a new era because this not only launched off the Real American Hero Hall of Fame line, so this was so successful that happened, and you could tell this has been taped back shut, so hopefully it won't be too hard to open. I hope there's not going to be a bunch of bugs or dead things that fall out. That's my biggest fear about buying things from flea markets. But anyway, it's just going to be what it is. So I'm going to put this in the background. All right, coming fresh off the card. Now, on the card, I want to tell you one thing that I saw in that earlier video, and I don't have my New Kids on the Block figures handy. I think I don't even have them anymore. The difference between these two bodies, the heads are clearly different. They redid the head. I'm not sure why. This one looks more blank. I kind of like this one better. The bodies, this one's got nipples. I just say the word. I mean, I'm only adults here. This one doesn't because it's based on New Kids on the Block. It's slenderer. This one's more beefy. His arms and his arms pretty much are the same from what I saw. And the legs, these are the New Kids on the Block legs because these can go out. And I don't remember what the New Kids on the Block did. All right, so taking off the card is going to be a bunch of twist ties. Oh, I was hoping I had the little cutty things on the side to make it a lot quicker. So you have to untwist these ties. Wish I could do the little music like the Benny Hills when I'm doing this and make it speed up, but I don't have that magical ability. I'm gonna have to get a new computer. My computer's about to bite the dust. So it's going pathetically slow, and I can't tell if it's just it or the internet or both. So there are 4 twist ties holding him trapped on his card. So that's another reason I don't know if he's ever been taken off, but I doubt it because these are still, well, nope, it's been stapled on. So he could have been taken off, played with, and then put back on. Who knows at this point? All right, so fresh off the thing in my first to take off. Okay, so these arms, they are very different from the original, or from the the 60s, and the muscle bodies of the 1975. Let me keep the camera down, and I did break my thing when I started this, so this is going to go bye-bye soon, unfortunately. So they got that weird, like, Barbie bendy thing going on their arms, like the Barbie legs. Now his leg, this one does not hold it anymore, so it's broken basically. All right, so this one has armpit action going out to here, 360 degrees, bicep swivel, which is cool because the Real American Heroes kind of invented the bicep swivel. He's got a rotation left and right, which I personally don't like, but whatever. He's got a full split. He can sit. I think he can do, yeah, he can do a split backwards. I already showed you what the knees can do. There's no ankle articulation. He's armpit. He can go 360 degrees around. I don't think the arms bend though. I think it's a little bit slightly different of a hand, so you can tell the hands are different. But from what I saw the other guy's video, the hands aren't the New Kids on the Block. Oh, his legs do go out. Okay, I couldn't remember if the New Kids on the Block did that. He's got the Barbie bend legs. All right, we got the face right there, which looks really good. Let's compare the two faces. Now mine's probably just faded because the skin color of the face is lighter than the body. And that's what happens down here with the heat. That flocking is really almost Dennis Rodman yellow. Mine, the flocking has been rubbed off. Whoever had this must have petted like a cat or something. The heads are very different in shape too. Now I wonder if they did no, it's a left-right only. I was hoping they would have done more of the ball joint thing where he can, like the modern kin ones do. He's got his dog tags right here, which are actually sewn. There's actually a sewn in there. They're a little bit rusty because, again, we live at the beach, so anything metal's going to rust. Here's his backpack. Inside of his backpack looks like, oh, it's actually a towel. I wasn't sure if there's going to be something in there like actually usable. All right, I'll show you his chest. Oh, see, I love this. I love how they're using snaps instead of Velcro. I hate Velcro. I think Velcro is just, crappy. But I mean, I obviously have things with Velcro. Oh, I spoke too soon. He's got Velcro right there. Oh, see? All right, see how the chest is different? It's skinnier. It's not as buff and stuff with his afro puff. It's also got no nipples and no real, like, whatever those are called. Like, he's got abs, but these things, I don't know if these are abs or not. So he's not quite as muscular. He's a New Kid on the Block body. Well, he actually has a belly button. I never even paid attention to that before. He doesn't. So this is the New Kid on the Block body with a little bit of modified arms, but they're not quite the same arms. And I don't even think they have articulation. Not that I mean, oh, I am wrong. I heard a click. I heard two clicks. So it's 2 clicks. You hear that? Now, back in the day, I did have a few of the 12-inch. I didn't have him. I had the, what was his name? Some guy that had brown hair and he had a smirk on his face. Kind of like this, but more like this one looks like he's a little mischievous. The one I had more of an angry smirk. And I had the ninjas, of course, because I freaking love ninjas and Destro. So here is the more modern body. This one's the skinnier one. It's not the more buff one. But they wear their clothes better, in my opinion, because they're not, like, this one looks better shirtless, but these look better in clothes if you're going to do, like, certain type of outfits for them. But yeah, I'm very excited to get this and add it to my collection. I got it a few weeks ago when I was down at getting my comic books, and I always try to swing by and see how Steven's doing in there and see if he has any. And he didn't have any G.I. Joes the last time, but he did have this one up there. I was very, very excited, and it's the exact one I wanted too, because I wanted the original one, the original A Real American Hero. All right, we got Duke, U.S. Army. He does have the little tags on the side. I heard the modern one, I don't remember, but see, mine, it could have washed off in the washing machine by now. So which one do you like better? Do you like the version 1 or version 2? Mine is the version 2 because it's got this color. I think version 3 came out with the green color, if I'm not mistaken. But I had to look him up to see which one mine was. And that's when I found out, wow, mine looks very different from this one. And his neck actually is very different as well. I just noticed that like he's got more neck under the chin. He's got nothing under the chin. And there's his chin line, which is much more square on him, more triangular on him. His ears are smaller on this guy. He's got that Dennis Rodman hair. This one, the helmet, I didn't get the helmet with mine, but the helmet that came with him originally had cloth on it, I heard or saw. So I'm extremely excited to get this one. Again, I guess there's something that changes with you when you get old. You don't care as much about the things that you used to whine about. And I did really hate the arms, and especially the arms. The legs, I did hate them, but I didn't know that until I got these, and I was just amazed at how much I like articulation that's fluid like this. Not the boink, boink, boink. And, you know, the legs can be in a full 90 degrees. His, no, not so much. If you try to get to 90 degrees, it's going to kick back because there's, you know, skin there, basically. I'll show you what I mean. Like on him, he can bend this leg this far. And see that skin bubbling up right there where it's punching up? It's going to keep him from going any farther. There is a skeleton. I actually carved a Barbie one time to see what did it. And I found out it was not what I thought it was. It was very different. Let's take a look real quick at the stand and the gun. And I think one of the guys that did this on YouTube was talking about how orange, he had the both of them in the box, and he did a review out of the box. Sorry, the stand wants to always crawl back toward me while I'm doing this. So he's got like a stand that's like this. That's very different. Okay, well, it went back on top. It got rested right on top of his foot. It's got G.I. Joe, a real American hero. Of course, I didn't get a stand with my the version 2 because he was a loose figure. It actually works. I didn't think it would work. And then we got this, a Defensive Army Manual. So you can pause that and read it. Battle positions. He can't bend his legs like that. I'm sorry. That's just not right. All right, so his insignia, it shows that he has 2 bars on the bottom, a triangle in the middle, so it is Master Sergeant. So let's give you all the insignia things. That's pretty cool. I would have eaten this up. If I got this book when I was a kid, I never got him originally, but the ones that I did get, most of the time I got them loose at flea markets and stuff because I was a cheapskate. I know it's hard to believe. The Oath of Honor. G.I. Joe always defends the rights of others and neutralize evil whenever it exists. Maintain good health by eating right foods, getting plenty of PT, physical training, and staying away from drugs and alcohol. Obey the law and do the right thing. Answer the call for help from those who need it. The Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. That'll never change. Amen.